Did you know it's election season? I know you're probably scrambling, checking your calendar right now. I don't understand. I thought the midterms weren't until next year. Well, I just felt the need to have a talk with you tonight, to do a special where we're going to talk about many things. We're going to talk about the midterms and other things, but I feel like we all, myself included, need this reminder. It's always election season. Always. It is for the communists, therefore it has to be for us. You know, I have a former communist who watches us here on I'm Right and listens to the radio show. They're a bunch. And they email me because I'm always fascinated by their mentality because they are our enemy. We're trying to defeat them. And so the former ones are a great source of information on how they think. Here's how one used to operate when she was a communist. She would go on her local websites, her city's website, her county's website, her state's website, and all this is public information. And she would find out not just at each and every election, the dates and locations, but she would find out if there was a commission. Maybe there's going to be a commission for the 4th of July parade next year, or maybe there's an open spot on the water board. And she would type up and create for herself a Microsoft Word document with everything laid out, just like that. And then what she would do is she would disseminate that to every communist she knew. She'd email it out, text it out, every communist she knew, to ensure that all the communist animals knew every single election, no matter how big, no matter how small, and they would be there. If you look around at our culture and our government, and you wonder how the land of the free, with so many good people in it, good people just like you, how in the world could the land of the free be occupied by so many communist savages in positions of power? Well, it's because good people like us, like you, and like me, we ignore critically important choke points of power while the communist is seizing them. And I realize the communist is always going to be better at government than you are and I am, because I don't worship it. You don't worship it. It's not your God. It's not your religion, but it is his. So for him, typing up a Microsoft Word document and disseminating it to communist savages is an act of worship. You don't think like that, and I don't want you to. But we have to understand the consequences of not being as active as they are. I'll tell you what, I'll point something out to you. There's a local library in Long Island, in New York. Now, if you're not familiar with the area, I say New York, you're thinking, oh, okay, a bunch of libs. No. This is a red county, blood red. If you're in New York and you want to live in a red area, you get your stuff out of Manhattan and you drive out to Long Island to go be around people who love God and country. This area, this county went plus 10 for Trump. Plus 10 now. Look at the local library. Look at it. How does that happen? That's not the library in LA. That's not the library in Manhattan. That's the library in a Republican area. Well, here's exactly how that happens, you see. The communists realized that the local library was a choke point of power, one you never considered. One you never thought about. You drive by the local library all the time, just like I do. You don't even look. Ours is usually on the left. I don't even glance over. But the communist understands that that's a place people go. People go and they acquire information there, books and all kinds of other things. So if people are getting information there, then that's a place you can go and seize that information. You can secure, you can censor what you don't want them to see. You can put in what you do want them to see. And that's why blood red areas all across the country have tranny drag show freaks inside of them, because the communists understood it's more than a bunch of books. It's a choke point of power. We have allowed them to do this to us forever because we don't activate. We aren't active enough. When I said election season is right now, I meant it. You have a local election in your area this year. Guarantee it. Wherever you are watching me from this year, there is something going on in your area. Are you going to miss it? Maybe it's a school board thing. Maybe it's something with your city or your county. Maybe it's a state level thing. Maybe it's a prop, a tax, a something. Are you going to miss it? All this information is available on your Secretary of State's website. I promise you one thing, the communist won't miss it. The communist will be there. The communist will drag his friends there because the communist understands it matters. Primaries. It's another great example, especially primaries in red states. Why don't we show up? We're comfortable, that's why. I'm here in Texas. Well, surely we love God and country. It's a red state, but I don't have to show up in the primary. I mean, it's going to be a Republican who ends up winning it. I mean, surely, why does it matter? Well, that's how you end up with red state senators who say things like this.
Hi, I'm Texas Senator John Cornyn. The last year has proven quite a challenge as we've navigated the impact of COVID-19. But with safe and effective vaccines finally being administered, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Getting vaccinated is the fastest way that life can return to normal. Under the effective leadership of Director Wray, the agency has remained committed to doing things independently and by the book. Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. I've called this the most important law that most people have never heard of. It's been called the crown jewel of U.S. intelligence.
How does Texas end up with a senator like that? Oh, we don't have time for primaries. The ball game's on. No, I'm sure Cornyn's going to be just fine. I saw him run an ad talk about how much he loved Trump. And so we either don't show up or we show up and vote for the loser who's in there. Shoot, that's why Oklahoma has this ginger freak.
Do you think that whatever you're working on will have to include a path to citizenship for Dreamers?
I do. I've been pretty outspoken on that. For even last September, Senator Tillis and I both put out a proposal to get citizenship for those individuals that are in the DACA program or were eligible for the DACA program, because we've got a group that was in the DACA program, but we've got a group that never signed up, never went through the paperwork for whatever reason they were eligible for it. We'd like those individuals to be able to have access to citizenship as well.
Oklahoma. You ever been to Oklahoma? Spent a lot of time there. Maybe the most blood red, God and country state in the entire United States of America. The best people in the world. So when primary season comes up and that soulless, amnesty-loving ginger runs for office, people don't show up. It's safe here. What are you talking about? There's no crime. It's no big deal. Just a primary, or even worse, they'll show up. Well, I saw he went to church. I go to church. He showed up in our church. Must be a good man. We have got to stop this. We have got to become activists, local level, state level, national level. Election season is now. That's how we have to think. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.